Welcome back to CarScope, the place where we dive deep into the world of automotive innovation. And today, we're taking a closer look at something electric, something sleek, something unmistakably Porsche, the 2026 Taycan. It's not just an evolution, it's a refinement of power, luxury, and sustainable performance that only a brand like Porsche could pull off. If you thought electric cars were all about compromise, this one might change your mind. Let's get into it. First impressions matter, and the Taycan makes one that's impossible to forget. Right from the front, it's aggressive but elegant. The 2026 model keeps the iconic low-slung nose, but Porsche has subtly reworked the matrix LED headlamps. They now feature a more angular signature, giving the car a sharper, almost futuristic stare. The hood still slopes downward with purpose, blending seamlessly into the revised front bumper, which features a more aerodynamic lower intake. It's not just for show, everything here is engineered to cut through air with even less resistance than before. Move to the side, and the silhouette screams performance. The 2026 Taycan maintains that classic coupe-like roofline, but Porsche has made small adjustments to wheel arch flares and side skirts. It sits slightly lower than last year's model thanks to a refined adaptive air suspension setup, giving it a more planted and aggressive stance. The flush door handles remain, of course, and they still feel like you are unlocking a spaceship every time you press them. Wheel options range up to 22 inches, with several new forged designs that not only look stunning but reduce unsprung weight for better dynamics. At the rear, Porsche's signature light bar has been updated with an optional 3D animated effect. It sweeps across the width of the car and displays a welcome sequence when you approach it. Below that, a more sculpted diffuser hints at the car's performance intentions. There's no need for tailpipes here, obviously, but the whole package still manages to evoke power and speed. Even parked, the Taycan looks like it's moving. Now step inside and the refinement continues. The 2026 Taycan's cabin is nothing short of a tech luxury sanctuary. Porsche has always had a knack for driver-focused interiors, and this one is no different. The curved 16.8-inch digital instrument cluster sits proudly behind the steering wheel, now with better anti-glare coating and richer contrast. On the center console, the dual touchscreen layout remains one for infotainment and one for climate control, but the UI has been significantly overhauled for quicker access and more customization. The materials are exactly what you'd expect from a six-figure Porsche. You get your choice of premium leather, race tex, or a new sustainable material called Porsche Taycan. Everything you touch feels expensive, from the knurled metal switchgear to the soft Alcantara headliner. And Porsche has finally brought back physical toggles for key climate functions based on customer feedback. A small but very welcome change. Space in the Taycan remains solid for a four-door coupe. Front passengers get ample room and exceptionally supportive sport seats, especially if you go for the GTS or turbo trims. Rear passengers still get a bit less headroom due to that sloping roofline, but legroom has improved slightly thanks to some clever packaging tweaks under the floor. There's a front trunk of about 2.9 cubic feet and a rear cargo area with around 14.3 not SUV territory, but enough for weekend getaways. The Taycan isn't just about aesthetics though, this is still very much a Porsche at heart. The 2026 lineup now includes the Taycan, Taycan 4S, Taycan GTS, Taycan Turbo, and the beastly Turbo S. Power outputs range from a very healthy 402 horsepower in the base model all the way up to a monstrous 938 horsepower in the Turbo S, which now features dual electric motors and an enhanced overboost function. The 0-60 times? They range from 5 seconds flat in the base car to a mind-bending 2.3 seconds in the Turbo S. But raw speed is only part of the story. Porsche has refined the suspension setup with improved air springs and dampers, delivering a more composed ride in normal mode and sharper response in sport settings. The chassis feels like it reads your mind. There's almost no body roll, the steering is pin-sharp, and the weight distribution is nearly perfect. Even at over 5,000 pounds, the Taycan dances like a much smaller car. Range anxiety? Not here, thanks to an upgraded 105 kWh battery pack and enhanced regenerative braking. The 2026 Taycan now offers up to 325 miles of range on a single charge depending on your model and wheel size, and with 800-volt architecture still on board, it remains one of the fastest charging EVs in the game. With the right charger, You can go from 10% to 80% in under 20 minutes. There's also a new predictive thermal management system that optimizes battery temperature on the fly to ensure you're always charging and performing at peak levels. Porsche's software has come a long way, and the integration of voice control, navigation with dynamic range predictions, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is now smooth and intuitive. So, what's it all going to cost? The base Taycan starts at around $97,000, while the 4S pushes that up to about $115,000. The GTS, with its perfect blend of performance and style, lands around $140,000. If you want the turbo, you're looking at approximately $170,000. And the Turbo S, that'll set you back north of $210,000 before options. Of course, being Porsche, the options list is as long as a grocery receipt. Want ceramic brakes, upgraded interior packages, performance batteries, or unique paint? That'll cost you, but Porsche buyers expect that. But here's the real question. Is it worth it? Absolutely. The Taycan isn't just a great electric car, it's a great car, period. It delivers everything we've come to expect from Porsche: precision, speed, style, and soul, all with zero tailpipe emissions. And in 2026, it's better than ever. Subtle design tweaks, more range, more power, and smarter tech all come together to make this a true flagship EV. And with more and more automakers entering the electric space, the Taycan still manages to stand out, not just for what it is, but for how it makes you feel. Behind the wheel, it's engaging. On the road, it's stunning. In your driveway, it's a statement. That's it for today's deep dive into the 2026 Porsche Taycan. Let us know in the comments, which version would you go for? Are you team Turbo S, or would you keep it simple with a base model and spend the difference on options? And if you're considering a Taycan, what other EVs are on your radar? Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more in-depth reviews and comparisons, and tap the bell so you don't miss any updates. We've got some exciting content lined up this month, including a head-to-head between this Taycan and the Lucid Air. Won't want to miss that. Thanks for watching CarScope. Until next time, keep your battery charged and your wheels turning.